Thank you very much, ma'am. The chairman, governing council, my rector, Alhaji Dr. Engineer Kadiri Kamarudin, the deputy rector, the registrar, the chairman of the SSANIP, my professional colleagues, my fathers and sisters there, and all the executive members of SSANIP. It's my great honor to be invited here today to speak on financial planning or finance generally. It was broken down into three for me. The first part is financial planning and budgeting, while the second one is on investment opportunities. And I think the third part is on entrepreneurship. My time has actually gone. I have another presentation to be made by one for Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. So they will be waiting for me patiently. So I have to be very, very fast. Please pardon me for that. So financial planning, I will be very interactive. If you don't have a financial plan, that's your projection. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 15 years? Do you have the financial wherewithal to take you to that promised land within the next 15 years, within the next 20 years? Like Rector said, I was just fortunate that I started earlier. I started my financial plans right from the university days. In fact, there was no internet, no kobo in my pocket. But I had the vision that I'm going to hold the university of myself. I don't know how it will come. But with good plan, with vision, and following it squarely. They said vision seeks the invisible. It believes the incredible. It achieves the impossible. If you can see it, you can become it. And that is why we named my school Lens University, Lens Polytechnic. Ability to see beyond the horizon. They said somebody saw yesterday, the other time, and it actually actualized. So if you can see it, we can become it. But in order to become that, we need some financial planning. Yoruba will say, "Akifi owo mewewa jeun," meaning that you cannot hit with your two hands. Meaning that when you are using the one hand, you must preserve the other hand. Meaning out of our income, we must be able to reserve some part of that income. If you have not started before, we need to start now. Do you know a logic that if you can save 20,000 out of your salary every month at 10% compounding interest, in the next 35 years that you retire, you will worth over 100 million. The mathematicians around us can assist to work that. Just 20,000 naira of our income monthly, compounding by 10%. In the next 35 years, you will become over 100 million holders. It's simple. It's because of time I will have done the simple calculation. You don't need to save more than 20,000 out of your income. Meaning that at the time we were employed, we have 35 years to stay in the system. If you preserve just 20,000 at compounding interest of 10%, you will have over 100 million at retirement. But if you have not done that, we can start it now. So financial planning is just a way of reserving part of our income for future purposes. And you don't just save it, you need to make that money work. You can enslave money, and that is just the secret of life. If we allow money to enslave us, instead of we enslaving money, by the time you enslave money, you make money to work for you. Part of your income that you preserve will work to generate additional fund. And at the time you just relax, you close your eye, and the money will keep coming in. So that is simple meaning of financial planning because of time. The investment opportunities, please. Yeah. This cow we are saying, if you have bought pig milk or any kind of milk or yogurt, you will see this cow. They usually draw it there. It's capable of producing 50 liters of milk every day. And A liter of milk goes for over 3,000 naira. As at yesterday, the one I bought is 4,000 yogurt. 1 liter. It's 4,000. But in accounting, we need to be conservative, prudent. You overstate your cost and understate your income. So that was why I'm being conservative. I use average of 3,000. So if you have 10 cows, for example, and each one is giving 35 liters instead of 50 liters, I've reduced it. Meaning that in a day, you can have 350 liters of milk. Then per day, it translates to 1,050,000 naira. And in 30 days, you have 31.5 million naira. And in 1 year, you have over 378 million naira as income. Then what about the cost? How much do we get the cow? Assuming you got them for 1 million naira. Times 10 is 10 million. You feed. We know they eat grasses, right? So there is no way every year you will not make over 200 million. But the problem with some of us is that we repeat the same business that others are doing. So please, let's go back to the slides. Or let's jump down. Entrepreneur. A good entrepreneur should not copy what others are doing. If you look at OFA in general, we have series of filling stations. It will go out of fashion because everybody is sharing the same profit. Even ordinary barbing salon, if you open one in your compound and you see the next day another person has opened, another day, another, yes, supermarket is everywhere. Why can't we sit down and think out of the box? Do something that others have not started that will generate enough fund for you. Like I just use this as an example. There are other businesses, I think I listed them at the back. This is just a simple analogy. And if you cannot think about this, you can consult financial experts. People can think for you. You can recruit people to think for you. It's not a must that you must do the thinking. Your own is just to implement. But in order to implement that, I think among the listed businesses that the POP, everybody is using POP in their houses now. We know the most expensive part of the POP is that Fiat, the coin. You'll be surprised that the plants, the wood that they use in producing this coin is being exported from Nigeria to China. Then they will just grind it in China and we start importing it back at a very exorbitant rate. Can't we think about just getting this plant, get the machine to just chop it for you, then you start selling? Who is doing it in Nigeria? We import everything. It's just an example. I think I listed it. It's a neat thing now. In fact, directly opposite Federal Polytechnic, this campus, I was there yesterday. Somebody wanted to sell about 100 plots of land. In case any of us may be interested, he insisted on 40 million. I priced for 35 million, for example. The agreement did not say, but if you have 40 million naira, you'll be able to get 100 plots of land. My intention is get 100 plots of land, put my grader to grade it, then put my signboard as an estate. People will start buying it, even if it's for 1 million. I've made 100 million. And I bet you they will buy it at the rate of one. It's directly facing Federal Poly on the main road. So these are opportunities. If that one is too big for us, there are other smaller business. One of my staff, I just cancelled him, I think he's your boss. What are you doing? Look at hospitals in Offa. It's always choked. Any hospital you go in Offa, it's always, you have to wait for more than 30, 40 minutes. It means that the demand is higher than supply. Why don't you go into the hospital? Then you can read. If you are coming from Iraq, Ilemona, Inaja, up to Offa, even from Offa, until you get to Navy Hospital, there is no single hospital in Azeez. They are told you go to Ilemona, buy a land. I think it's completed now. It's just the equipment state that is remaining. Then you don't need to be a medical doctor before you can open your own hospital. There are people that cannot think. They only have the certificate. They are intelligent, they are brilliant. Why don't you enslave them? Sorry for using that word. Just pick them. They will work for you. I said you enslave money. You don't allow money to enslave you. But you need plan, you need focus, and there are qualities of a good entrepreneur. Please, let's go back to the first page. Because of time, I will have to rush this. Ready to take risk. Not taking risk is even the greatest risk in itself. Because we will fail. Nobody is perfect. I've failed too. Everybody is bound to fail. But the success is not judged by how many times you are failing, but how well you can rise whenever you fail. If you are able to work, Buhari was our president. He failed how many times? But he still became the president. Right? So my dad said he applied for something, he failed there. But now, he can still get there if he so desired. So everybody is bound to fail. But the resilience, we need to be resilient, be perseverant, are part of the qualities of a good entrepreneur. So that's the risk taker. Please, as from today, let us take risk. But we take only calculated risk. There are risks that are calculated. I will not go into gambling because I want to take risk. I will not do Yahoo because I want to take risk. No, I don't do that. But there are good business. I've been mentioning some now. They are calculated risks. If I buy that land now, will it hit? They will buy it. The only thing is for me to sell a business, 1, 2 plots. Grade it. Estate is coming. You understand? There's somebody that is planning to build an estate already somewhere here. Meaning that all of our way is choked up now. Everybody is moving to this direction. And this road is being tagged to where? To Ilorin. You can see the market value has appreciated. These are the thinkings we need to do. They're innovative. You must be innovative by thinking out of the box, not repeating what others have been doing. Let's do it in our own way. That is innovation. Develop new ideas, new products, new services. Like in my NEC Polytechnic, that's part of what we do. We are proud to be the first institution in Nigeria to start up multimedia technology. We are the first institution in Nigeria to start graphic design, the first Polytechnic in Nigeria to start graphic design and advertising. We are the first in Nigeria to go into medical schools because people think it's for College of Health Sciences. I now have accreditation for public health. I have accreditation for community health. I have accreditation for health information. I have accreditation for pharmaceutical companies. You understand? So we can think out of the box, get all these things out. But NEC told me, it's not, I said, Polytechnic is a combination of several polytechnics. Yes, I have school of information, I have school of health. And they agree with me. They gave me approval. They are on their way now to give us what? Nursing and medical lab. So innovation. We are following Federal Polytechnic offer because they always lay the standard. And that is why I will always remain humble to you. Because if there is no source institution, when you are coming, there is nothing to benchmark yourself with. If I benchmark myself low, then you remain low. And they said shoot for the moon. If you can't hit the moon, at least you will land among the stars. That is why we pick Federal Polytechnic offer as our benchmark, and we are pursuing them every day. I wake up, I look at them. I swear to Almighty God, the moment I enter this hall, the next day I looked around. I don't know if anybody observed me. I said, look at another magic. God will make it possible for me to put in something like this. That was just the prayer. So admire good things, then focus it. Just will come by the special grace of God. Proactive. We must be proactive. We must think forward. Adaptable. There will always be changes. When we started the Polytechnic business, there were no such regulations like HAPS. Now NBT is saying our HND now must be regulated. We have to put them on portal, this and that. So rules and regulations will come. But we must be ready to adapt to it if we want to remain stable in the business. That is adaptable. Resilience, I think I've mentioned this. We'll fall. We must fall. We are human, we are not God. So prepare for, yes, but you must be prepared to go up again. And it's a learning process. You can never learn if you don't fall, because you learn from mistakes. And the one that you were hit, you will not want to repeat that again. So please, next page please. So building a strong team, you cannot do it alone. And please carry every one of your team along. The money for us is not for us alone. I just mentioned that one of my colleagues, I advised, they come for advice, go and float hospital. I was one that even called the bank. I said, I'm going to stand for him. You know, such person will not want to leave you. And if he leaves, it's going to affect me. So don't grow alone. Grow with everybody. If you enter my institution and there is no parking space again, they all have their houses. And it's just a private polytechnic. So that's part of what I'm proud for. Because everybody wants to join us because of the way our staff lives. So please, building a strong team. And don't let them leave you. Hold them tight. Pay them well. Grow them. It's very, very important. Otherwise, they will go and you fail. Stay adaptable to change. Embracing failure. We mentioned all this. That's why I'm jumping there. Hard work and resilience. Stay focused on long-term vision. Please, we must be focused. There will be challenges. When we started the idea, I started with a colleague of mine, Mr. Moyola Emiaki. We were together at the University of Ilorin. I said, do you know that I have a vision? Because we were doing tutorials in Kwara Poly for IJMP students. And I usually have 200 students. Once I enter, once it's 200, close my door. We charge 20 naira as again. 20 naira, and I give 2 hours, 20 naira per hour, which is 14 naira. 14 naira times 200 is 8,000. So 8,000 times 30 is 240,000 naira. That's what I make per day. I live in Millionaire's Lodge. You can have where Millionaire's Lodge is in the University of Ilorin. Because people see me as millionaires are there. Remember, over 20 years back, 240,000 naira. It's money. And that was what gave me the initiative that this small business that is giving me this, why can't I grow it? And I told my colleague, I want to follow this dream. I want to pursue it. Then we traveled from Ilorin to Polytechnic, UI. UI was the only institution in Southwest that has internet facility as I did. So we go every Friday just to read about how to establish a university, how to establish a polytechnic. Every weekend we go and equip ourselves outside our reading. So we do all that. So immediately I graduated, I was posted, 2-1 there. UBA used to pick us from service. I posted to UBA. I said, no, I don't want banking. I want academics. I got redeployed to Uniben. I served with University of Benin. I still lecture. So lecturing is a very good thing. And that within the lecturing, it doesn't mean you cannot still come out good. It's because it just depends, because we have all the time in the world to do other things. So that was why my academic life started. Then that staying focused on your vision from university to service to saving some money. When we wanted to start, because people will look at it, how do you get the money? It's a very big question, financial planning. So when I was in University of Benin, I left. I came to Cambridge School. I lectured there, but there was no way for me to raise funds. So I moved into banking industry. When I was in the banking, the little money I was getting, I was able to save to build a house. When I built a house, I was with FinBank. FinBank paid 7.2 million naira. Then, but there is no room for me to get a mortgage loan. Then I heard about First Bank. Then First Bank, my level then, I can get a mortgage loan, but they will pay me 3.8 from 7.2. Then I sat down, I started thinking. People will tell me that I'm crazy, but this money, it can help me to my longer vision. Then I left. I joined UBA. I applied. They said you have to. I quickly applied for work. They said no, you must be confirmed first. You have to spend 6 months. But I've written my application. I posted it to that 6 months. The moment the 6 months clicks, I got the facility 15 million naira mortgage loan. But can 15 million naira build a polytechnic? No. Can I look at what can I use this 15 million to do that will still be able to get to my promised land? Then I thought of buying trucks. I bought 3 Max trucks then. We carry iron from Lagos. I was still a banker. We carry iron from Lagos to Abuja to Kaduna and on each truck I save 200,000 naira per week. 3 is 600,000 times 4 in a month. That's over 2.1 million naira. Then I bought the first one, which is DAF. So I was making close to 3 million naira every month. Then we bought the land in Atari. That's our Atari campus. I started developing. But when we got about 4 rooms and some offices, this and that, we check again that you are not capable of still having a polytechnic. Fortunately, there was a minister there, look at it, that introduced innovative educational institution, IEI. Then, yes, thank you, NID, thank you. We award National Innovation Diploma. But the institution is IEI. I said, well, this one, there is no land requirement. There is no bank guarantee. You know, some of the bottlenecks in polytechnics were not included. Then I quickly applied for that one. They came, they inspected our facilities, this and that. Within them, I didn't know that they have decided that what is this, they will not give us. Then sometimes their director, I don't know of President Mori, he now had, who is even their proprietor? They say he's the one serving you away to this man. He said, this is the proprietor serving away. Please give them their accreditation. Humility. Humility. Please, no matter what you have, humble yourself. Bring yourself down. Attitude determines your aptitude. That was how we got the 4 courses. And that was the beginning. Please, let me not bore you too much with my something. So please, in life, we need attitude. Then what are the, let's jump all that. No, go back to that place. Factor you must consider. Before you venture into any business, consider market. Like I mentioned the hospital, that every hospital you enter in Offa now is choked. It means there is need for more. So you must consider market. What I consider the Lens Poly, setting up the Lens Polytechnic, 2 million candidate write-downs every year. The total capacity was 700,000. It means that 1.3 million candidates will still go back home every year. Unadmitted. Is there no market? Perfect market. So you must consider that. Consider your capital. If your capital is not enough for what you want to do now, go for something smaller until you are able to get to your dream. Your mindset perception, you cannot do it. Who says that? We all have this. Our perception is our greatest enemy. You can become whatever you can conceive. So please have a good perception about life. Problem first before product. A lot of us just go into the product. You must be able to identify what are the problems people are facing. People are being sick. No hospital to take care of them. People are graduating from secondary school. No institutions to admit them. These are problems. Think narrow, not broad at the beginning. You know, we go through high, move to the Polytechnic, move into the university. Think narrow first. Then the type of jump. The process, idea generation, we mentioned that, market research, ecosystem, those are people that can finance us in case we need finance. We know back of industry, we know, but we must do something that creative. If you want to set up schools, in fact, we are proud, we've given more than 7 polytechnics. We help institutions to set up. My rector can testify that I think he has met me 1 or 2 places. So people consult me to come and set up schools. If you are afraid of competition, we will not go there to even help others to get. Right? So if there is market, then regulatory compliance, we mentioned caps is the biggest problem now. The NEC, how to overcome that. Talent acquisition and retention. We must train, read, think, read, and read as if our life depends on it. Thank you very much.
Dr. Issa, Azeez, thank you very much. I have gained, and I'm sure most of us, if not all of us, have also gained one thing or the other this afternoon. That's why we're here. So we appreciate you one more time. Thank you very much for your submission. And please, going forward, moving forward, I will call on our second speaker.